Hello everyone, how you doing? I thought it'd be time to update you all on what's been going on, because a lot has been going on. And for those of you who are part of Discord or social media, you probably know already what's been going on, especially the last 2 months or so, and what I haven't been able to shut up about for a week or so now. I have come to the realization that it is not me who's to blame when it comes to my video quality. And I don't mean my bad sense of humor or my questionable gameplay. I'm amazing, of course. I mean the fact that for the last couple of months that I've noticed it really badly is that YouTube tends to compress my videos to absolute crap. And it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And now I'm playing Horizon Forbidden West, which looks amazing on the PlayStation 4, because I don't have anything else to play it on, and I won't port it to PC. So I was really worried about the quality of the videos, of my recordings, but it looks really good. Like, it looks way better than Horizon Zero Dawn, and that looked amazing as well back in the day. So I was really happy that I could show you at least some of its beauty through the recordings with my limited ways of being able to record it for you. And then I uploaded the first one and it was just pixelated, and my camera did the pixelation thing again, with any movement, with any like high graphical demands. It was just so bad, and I thought, is it me? Is it me? And then with the help of somebody very knowledgeable in IT and just anything techie, I mean, it always helps when you have someone who knows all these stuff, so the process is just so much quicker. And sometimes I'm a little bit like, I think about these things and I know that I can probably just find it all out by myself, but my brain just goes to sleep. It just switches off and it's like, there's just so much going on right now. Do you really want to look into this as well? But with some help, I found out why this is. And it is because YouTube hates small channels. Or more likely, YouTube hates very few views on videos. And part of me understands why they compress videos so much, because they're running out of space. So they have to limit the amount of space each video will take up. And if you are not a cash cow, aka if you don't have a lot of views, then you're not really important to them. And they've shown this attitude time and time again. And I can understand it from saving storage point of view, but the thing is that I really try. I absolutely try, despite being chronically ill, despite all the other issues that are going on in my life. I really try to put my best out there. And then have it destroyed because I'm not deemed worthy is... I can't describe it to you. Kind of like the bully kid on the beach when you make a really nice sandcastle and they just come over and kick it. It kind of feels like that. I know it's not meant that way, but that's what it feels like. And it really sucks. So I spend an entire week annoying my community, especially on Discord, about the ins and outs of why this is and what I could do to fix it. So basically, to put it really in simple terms, when you upload a video to YouTube, it gets processed, it gets converted and compressed in a way that will work for them, and they use codecs for this, which basically, a codec, simply said, kind of determines how well it works on a platform and how well it will look on a platform. So people who get less than 5,000 views on their videos will get the lowest of the low codec that you can get on YouTube, which is the AVC1, and it compresses it so much to save space that high quality recordings, and especially high graphical recordings like Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West, will be really compressed, like really pixelated, because there's so much going on and it just looks terrible. Because on my, like, if I play a game like where Fish is made, the pixelation is still there, it's still compressed to shit, but it doesn't matter so much because the game is not so intense graphically, so it's watchable and my camera doesn't glitch out so much, so that's okay, I guess. Maybe one day it will reach 5K if it's on YouTube for a decade. Then it will look good. Come back then, it will look amazing. And then everything that's above 5K views, because I checked my really old videos that have a lot of views on them, they have the best codec. I can't remember what it is at the top of my head, but there's loads of videos on this because a lot of people are complaining about this. A lot of people are struggling with this. You know, if you don't get 5K views and you're still a reasonably big channel, then that kind of sucks because it tanks everything. A lot of people won't be interested in watching gameplay, especially of AAA games that just look crappy. I don't want to watch pixelated footage of someone, no matter how much I like the creator. It would really irritate me, and you know, I can understand why people wouldn't want to watch that on my side either. And I tried several ways of trying to trick the YouTube system into giving me the best codec possible. I found a way. It is terrible. Basically, I have to use a preset in Premiere, which is the program that I use to edit the videos down and render it down to be usable to upload for YouTube, which creates, for 1 hour video, creates a 211 gigabyte file, which took, I think in the end it was 16 hours to upload, and I've quite good internet, and the processing time was another 12 hours or something like that. It didn't show the proper HD version with the correct codec until the next day after it had gone live, like the previous night at 9 p.m. And at first I was really disappointed because I thought it hadn't worked, but then the next day I saw it, I was like, oh, it looks exactly how I recorded it. It's amazing. Oh, it was so good to finally have a video out there that actually looked like I had intended it. But the thing is, it took 2 days overall to produce it. And the other thing is, because I also stream, if I upload it at a time where I normally stream, then that means that it eats up the bandwidth too much, which means that I can't stream because it glitches out my stream a lot. Like, audio glitches out and it drops a lot of frames, which is understandable. So that really sucks, and there's no pause button on YouTube uploads, so I can't pause it, and it's just annoying. But I found a way around it, and I'm still trying to find ways around it to make the file smaller, but it will still trigger that codec. It's been a nightmare, and I know I've been boring a lot of y'all with it, but I just want to let you know that if you were wondering why the quality had gone down, apart from me, it is not me, it's YouTube. And a lot of people are struggling with this, and I just thought I'd vlog it and let you know that that's what's been going on that regard. And if you want to find out how to exactly get around this yourself, if you're a creator and you're struggling with this, just search for it on YouTube. There are so many useful videos out there. There's also a lot of like Reddit posts and stuff like that about the subject. I won't bore you with the ins and outs because there's already so much out there. But it's been a trip. But if that means that that is the only way that I can get Forbidden West to you in the way that I intended it, then I will have to do it. But that will mean that it will probably not be as regular an upload as I would like. I don't know if y'all have an issue with that, but that's how it's going to be. I'm not asking, I'm just saying that's how it's going to be, because I would love for this series to actually be something that I can look back at and be really happy with, because even with Horizon Zero Dawn, it got compressed a lot there too, and like games that are really, really close to my heart, like Death Stranding, it happened with that too, but I thought it was me at the time, and it probably wasn't. It just sucks, because I try, but it looks like I'm not trying, and that makes me really angry. Because everything's already such a struggle. So when I do get like quality stuff out there, I want it to be seen. And I want you to be able to enjoy that, you know? And not have to look at like 3 pixels, that's my face, and 5 pixels, that's Aloy. I fucking hate that. Anyway, if push comes to shove, stuff on mobile still looks pretty good. So if you're okay with watching it on tiny screen, it looks good on mobile because it's a small screen, so it doesn't need so much. But not so much on PC or TV or anything. No. So I'm sorry about that, but it's totally out of my hands unless I do this long ass haul of a complicated render and upload and processing situation. Unfortunately, the other thing that happened was very sad. It was only 2 weeks ago now, I think. 2 weeks? Yeah, it's about 2 weeks ago now, when I lost my guinea pig Bao. He was very young, and you probably remember him from like popping up in live streams, and I was just so happy with him. He was such a cuddly, big, beautiful boy. He was a real mama's boy. He was totally... Damn it, I don't want to get emotional because it's been 2 weeks and I've done so much crying for him that I don't want to cry anymore. It's like it's been a real wild ride. And I will have some positive news after this as well, so hang in there. But yeah, unfortunately, guinea pigs tend to be prone to creating bladder stones, and for most animals, this is kind of a death sentence because it just gets stuck in their urethras and they basically die of burst bladders, or they can't get that out if they do get the help in time. And that's basically what happened to him. He well, I'm still a bit angry. I'll try not to get too upset about it, but basically what happened, I went to my vet. I couldn't see my regular vet. I am now absolutely seeing her and the person who ended up operating on him. Only those two, nobody else. I'm going to be a very difficult pet owner from now on. I don't care what they put in my file. I don't care. I'm not taking a risk. This is the second guinea pig I've lost because of misdiagnosis, and I just can't take it anymore. It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to me. Anyway, I said I wouldn't get upset. I'm still so angry, and I did file a complaint to this person. But anyway, so I got him seen by someone I had seen before, and back then she didn't listen to me either. So I'm now wondering whether he had started having issues back then when he had similar problems, but it was just discounted at the time, and I didn't believe them at the time either. But at the time they thought it was just, or I thought it was just cystitis or like a mild urinary tract infection, or UTI as it's called. Anyway, so he started squeaking whilst peeing, which is a bad sign. Usually means bladder infection, cystitis, which is inflammation of the bladder wall, grit, which is like buildup of calcium that turns into hard crystals, sludge, which is also calcium buildup. They're not very good with calcium. They're not very well designed. And then, yeah, grit can turn into stones, and stones can be really big. Like I had a guinea pig called Scruffles. She was a stone pig, and I once massaged a stone out of her urethra that was 1 centimeter in diameter. 1 centimeter. But with girls it's a little bit easier because they got short urethras, which are very stretchy. Anyway, boys, not so much. Boys have very long urethras, and they also have a kink in their urethra when it goes over the pubic bone, and that's where the issue lies. So, Anyway, went to this bitch. She was very cranky as well. Didn't really feel like listen to anything. Said it was probably cystitis. Put him on some medication for that. 2 days later, he was way worse. Started straining, like he was trying to squeeze something out of his body with all of his might. It was so sad to see. Damn it. Anyway, I went back, saw that same twat again, because my other vet wasn't available. She was overbooked, and I was like, this is an emergency, I have to go get him seen. And she was visibly annoyed that I had come back. Anyway, didn't want to do anything about it. And I was like, I need to see my vet. I need to see my vet. Unfortunately, she still wasn't available, but she said that she had someone work with her, like she trained her up and stuff like that, as far as I remember, who had just gotten through all the training and is now full-fledged vet and veterinary surgeon for small exotics, which is what guinea pigs fall under, which is why it's so difficult to find vets that actually know them and can help them. So I was like, okay, well, it's better than nothing. If my vet trusts her, then I will trust her trusting her. And she was amazing. I wish I'd seen her from the start. She immediately said, okay, we're going to do bloods, we're going to do urinalysis, we're going to do x-rays, we're going to do ultrasound, we're going to look at everything, we're going to try and flush it out of the bladder, and see if we can fix it that way, if there's anything there. But I knew it was a stone. I knew it was a stone because I've had stone pigs before. I know the straining and all the signs. But this was like a week later. So basically, if you wait too long, there will be so much buildup of inflammation and like angry tissue and scar tissue that it makes it even harder if they do go in and do something about it. And of course, I got the call with the worst possible news that he had a bladder stone that was stuck in his urethra, and it was in that kink that I told you about. And they couldn't flush it out. It was stuck. And also that he wasn't able to express his bladder completely because there was just not enough space in the urethra to get all his urine out, so he just peed little bits all the time. And I have a video of that. I have one video of him doing that where he just saw just tiny bits coming out each time. And for some reason I remained hopeful throughout it all. I don't know, maybe I just shut off my brain and I just went like, look, he's in the best possible hands now. They are fantastic like surgeons because they did his castration as well back when he was younger. And I trust them completely. You know, that was really nice that I finally, you know, had a vet that I loved her from the first moment. And she was just very thorough, and she did exactly what I expected from a small exotics vet. But unfortunately, on Friday, the 12th of February, I believe, got the phone call to say that he was currently under on table. They were trying to get the stone out for 1.5 hours, which is incredibly long for a guinea pig to be under because they don't do very well with anesthetics. And they couldn't even reach it. It was so inflamed, they couldn't even reach it. So I don't think I've ever cried that hard, and I yelled that he probably would have been saved if that other bitch would have listened. But of course I don't know that, but that's how it felt at the time. I was so angry. But I could tell that the veterinarian assistant who was there, or the veterinary nurse who called me, was upset about it. I mean, it's so hard for vets to have to put an animal down that's otherwise in great condition, is young, full of life. Like, he was happy even up to that point when he went in for surgery. He was happy. They couldn't believe that he was as ill as he was, because he was still popcorning, which is like an expression of pure happiness from guinea pigs. And I was like, why is he doing this? If he has a stone that's stopping him from peeing normally and gives him so much pain whenever he does it, still he's happy. He was such a happy boy, and so full of life, and so young. Anyway, I didn't want to get upset, but I know I'm gonna get upset regardless, because he was, I had such a bond with him, you know, and he was only 1 year, 8 months. He was amazing, but one of the things that I keep telling others as well is that he 100% had a happy life, even though it was very short. He was happy almost every single day. And that is something beautiful, you know, because, you know, when you get older, you have to go through a lot of health issues. Like, guinea pigs usually get like arthritis and that kind of thing, you know. And he didn't have that decline at all. He had a perfect life. He was perfectly happy. He gave nothing but joy to everybody who came into contact with him. And poor Chu was left behind, of course. She was with him at the vet's because he had to stay overnight for the operation the following day. And I was like, she needs to stay with him. And she was pretty traumatized of that, which is really, really super sad to see such a boisterous and chatty girl go to clingy and quiet and not moving at all in the cage and being scared. So for her sake, even though I hadn't even buried Bao yet, I went and tried to find her cage mate ASAP. The following day, found someone, got the guinea pig the following day after that too. Wow, I was gonna check her out, and then yeah, just decided that I'd take her in. There were some issues with her as well, because I just lost Bao to a bladder stone. I was a little bit scared, I guess, because she was showing similar symptoms 3 days in after I got her. And I kind of lost it a little bit. But I went to the vet, the same vet who operated on Bao. She immediately said, okay, we are going to do the same. We're going to do x-ray, ultrasound, bloods, urinalysis to check what it is. And turned out, thankfully, not stones. Her kidneys are great. Her bloods, I'm still waiting on. There was like a mix-up at the lab, so it's just been... Like, this only happened 5 days ago or so. Or a week ago. And, but they flushed the bladder out, so they put a guinea pig under anesthetic. They insert a catheter into the bladder, and then they flush it out through the urethra. I'm pretty sure that's how they do it. But it's like a small operation. And I was so scared, but she bounced back amazingly well. And she is so happy and healthy right now. And Chu, when I finally introduced them properly after a week of like being separated, Chu, I've never seen her popcorn, so the really happy expression guinea pigs do, and she actually popcorned having a new gauge made and not being alone anymore, and she was just she was just elated, and they get on really well right now. So the new guinea pig is called Yue, and that means moon in Mandarin Chinese. It's also the surname of one of my best friends who lives in Hong Kong. She's from Beijing originally, so it was like a nice double meaning to the name. And she's doing really well. She's super cute. She is also a kissy pig. She like licks my face constantly, and she's super sweet. And I can't wait for her to turn into a big fat chonker as well. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's been really hard when it came to the guinea pigs. Like, I haven't moved on from Bao yet, but I had to get Yue to make sure that Chu was not going to go into full-on depression, because that's the thing with animals that are pack animals basically, or herd animals. They need others of their kind to be happy, as long as they're well bonded and they, you know, like their personalities don't cause issues. Like, if they're well suited, then you can have a really happy group of animals. And I think these two are really well suited for each other. Just wish Bao could see them, you know. He would have two beautiful ladies to charm. He was always such a gentleman. He never really bothered Chu at all. He rumbled her sometimes and tried to do his like sexy dance on, but he was just always really gentle and so happy. He used to run laps so hard in the cage and then just launch himself into the hay box, which is basically like a cat litter, covered cat litter tray that I just use for to put hay in. So they have like a covered area that they can hide in, as well as other hides. And he used to just launch himself in there like a fucking dolphin. It was amazing. I wish I had it on camera, but I thought I'd have more time with him. I really thought. Anyway, this is a bit of a long vlog, I'm sorry. But those are the main things that have been going on in my life. That the first thing is just very annoying and time consuming, and the other thing is just very tragic and sad and time consuming. But everything seems to be calming down now. I'm also going away on holiday to Iceland for my birthday, the first week of April. I'm leaving like the end of March, but the first week of April I'll be in Iceland, and I am so looking forward to that. And good things are on the horizon, and especially with all the stuff that's going on in the world right now, I am very, very occupied with what's going on with Ukraine at the moment, because it gives me like loads of flashbacks from growing up, because I was born during the later end of the Cold War. It's good to, you know, show your support and do as much as you can when it comes to big issues like that, and I'm totally doing that, but I'm also really, really focusing on the good things in my life that I am fortunate enough to have been able to plan and do. I thank my lucky stars every day that I'm actually in a position where I can do stuff, and it's just so nice, you know, to have a breakaway, especially after 2 years of isolation and not being able to travel the world. And because my health is a bit fragile, I am always wondering, like, how is getting older going to impact me, and how much can I do for how long. So having those 2 years taken away from me because of the pandemic was quite hard for me as well, but it had to be done, you know. It had to be done, and at least now I can get away, because I'm double vaxxed and boosted, baby. Anyway, I'll probably vlog some of it as well, so you'll get to see some of that too. So yeah, annoyance, sad, good things ahead though. So thank you so much for listening to all of this if you have. It's a bit of a long one, but I felt like I couldn't like be really compacted with this. I needed to just let you know what's been going on, because I've been very on and off again with content and streaming and stuff, and I really, really hate it when that happens. I don't like being inconsistent, but there's just so much going on all the time in my life. even when my life is actually a lot quieter now than it has been. There's still so much going on at all times, and it's very hard to be consistent. But good things are coming, and I'm trying my best. I'm still fighting the machine. Rage against the machine, as they say. And if there were any other options for me other than YouTube, I would go to it. If maybe they're going to say like, oh well, pay like a certain amount a month so we can put that money towards more storage, then we have to go that way. If it's that way, that I'll get like proper quality content, apart from me and my questionable sense of humor. Anyway, thank you so much again. I never know how to end these things. It's so hard. It's like whenever I stream as well, I never know when to say goodbye, even though I've been doing it for like 4 years, but whatever. Thank you, and I hope you're doing well, and I send much love out to you all, and I will see you all very soon.